Hey, welcome everyone to a new episode of the Samson Endale Talk Show. Yours truly, Samson.
Hello guys, pleasure to be here. Berke Kızılcan here.
How are you doing today, boss?
I'm doing amazing. How about you, Samson?
Good. A lot of things I want to talk to you about today. First of all, kind of introduce us to who you are, Burke. Talk a little bit about where you come from, all that.
Sure. Hello guys, my name is Berke Kızılcan. I am a marketing major studying in George Mason University.
Mm-hmm.
This is my 5th year in America, and what I do is I mostly work with the PR and advertising, social media campaigns, and I have some projects coming out later this year.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it and very happy to be here, Samson. Thank you for hearing me.
No, not a problem at all. Talking a little bit about like your marketing business. Talk to me about, obviously your profile, his link to his Instagram will be on the page below, but like talk to us a little bit about where the passion for, marketing came from.
Well, it has a really interesting story because, so I told you that I'm in America for only 5 years, but
Correct.
This actually started when I was a kid. My parents have made a surprise, and I'm from Istanbul. My hometown is Istanbul, Turkey. And so because of that, I really like to travel a lot, especially Istanbul, as you guys know, is in the center of the entire world. So my parents one day, they said like, okay, let's go to New York City as your first visiting abroad trip. And then I went to New York City and saw the Times Square when I was 11 or 12 years old. And then I see the entire like billboards shining, and then that caught my attention as a kid. And then after that trip, I just started to think of how can I make this, like how can I create a content, how can I create an art that you can find your audience, but it's all about telling a message to them. And then I started to think more and more about that, and today I found my passion in marketing and advertising.
Did you, at that time, was there social media? Was social media like a big thing?
Social media, but
It wasn't as big.
I was not that active on social media, to be honest. But I was always thinking about making the next step as a kid, because when you're like 13, 14-year-olds, most of the kids, they go to basketball, they train themselves. But I had a really interesting childhood than the other kids, in my opinion, because back in the days when I was 13, 14 years old, I was writing codes on my website, and then I was creating like the sales online first time in Turkey.
Really? When you were 13, 14?
I was 13 and a half, 14.
So where does that, you talked about your first trip coming to New York, you were able to see like the big billboards, the American life, the American dream and all that. How was it that you were doing that at such a young age, doing a business, all that, when your peers weren't? How were you identifying with the things that you loved at that young of an age?
Well, as a kid, we have two options. One of them is either we're gonna play with our toys that someone has created by us,
right,
or we're gonna make our own toys. I was a type of kid that always making its own toys. I was a type of guy that always like going and like just exploring. I think that having this type of exploring inside you is really important.
Absolutely.
Because when you have that type of passion, you're always looking forward to build up what can I do better for myself, and having that vision in that young age is really important, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Do you think, because I feel like the same, I feel the same with you, like we had that curiosity trait when you were younger. Do you feel like when you were young, anyone tried to stop you from being curious?
Of course. A lot of people have wanted to make the work that I was preparing and doing look less, Actually, I have this really important, actually not that important, but like a type of interesting story in my life.
Talk about it.
And so my mom is a beautician, and then one day there's this really entrepreneur mindset woman that came to her office, and then my mom invited me, and then she was like, she created the same version of Amazon in Turkey.
Okay.
And then she told me, like my mom started to talk more about like what I do, my website, whatever. And then this woman wanted to meet with me, and then we met, and then I explained what I was doing to her, you know, and then she explained me, haha, my website team can do this in less than 2 days.
That's what she
said. Like
okay.
in my opinion, she see me less, and then she was like, she's just a kid. He's just a kid that's just doing his own thing, you know.
Right.
And then I told him, this is what you guys did. You guys copied Amazon in 2 days as well. It's always like that thing that you can have, like that courage that you can talk against. If you think that something is right for you, you should always go after it. A lot of people today, they know that it's right. They know that it's certain and it's valid information, but they don't go after this because that they don't have courage inside. Maybe they're not feeling it, but I'm telling you, if you're believing that you can do it, nothing can stop you, my friends.
No, I absolutely agree. That's really interesting. Talk a little bit about, your first business. How did you start that operation? How did that go?
Well, to begin with, we all started with finding the purpose.
Sure.
How can we be beneficial and approach the people in a win-win approach? Sure. How can we win, and how can we make you win? So my first website that I created was actually a really basic website that was selling, pebbles, like the rocks.
Right, yeah.
And then I started in my summertime. In Turkey, we used to go to this place named Datça, which is like a very well-known for its painting on rock art. And then this artist, one time I remember one of the artists, like, these people are really talented. These people are really, really, really talented. And then they cannot sell their product. And then I said, okay, I'm going to create a website for you guys, a showroom that you can show your entire paintings. And then, I created an interface of where they can upload their designs, and then from there they can reach to the audiences.
That's crazy at that young of an age. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about finding what is the society missing.
Absolutely. When you talk about society, obviously, you grew up in Istanbul, Turkey.
Istanbul.
You came to this country for college.
Yes, actually, I came to this country when I was an exchange student.
Okay.
In 2018.
You mentioned that you came to America for the end of high school, then transitioning into college. What are some things in society that you see that are kind of different from Turkey back home to to America at the current moment?
Well, to begin with, I want to talk about the American perspective, actually Turkish perspective of view about America, because back in where we live, we grew up seeing the High School Musicals, and then all that TV series that are presented to us, that wow, America is a perfect land of opportunities, American land, American dream concept, but I think that when you come here and then see the people that are struggling, working hard, but they're still not reached the American dream. So I think that America is a type of place where from the outside it looks amazing, like it looks like one of the beautiful things that you have ever seen in your life. But the more you go in, the things gets more complicated. I always, like we talked about marketing, Times Square, Manhattan. I want to say that America is like from the outside crazy billboards, but from inside it's all the complicated wires that are making all the billboard connected and getting controlled.
When you say that, so you're saying that America from the outside looks good and the inside is complicated.
Yes.
Would you say this country treated you well?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, I think that America is a perfect place for me to be in right now, but I feel like this is not in my opinion. Whoever I talk with as an international student that come here and study here, I think that there are some because of that marketing that
marketing tactic
outside of America. I think that people might have some question marks, when they first come here as an outsider.
So, going back to when you said the difference between societies, do you feel like, you prefer your Turkish society, your American society?
Of course, I prefer my Turkish society and my Brazilian society too.
Of course.
And it is because that in Turkey, if something happens, right away, they come to your door. They come to your door whether if you need something, they come to your door if you are even not need of something, they still want to come and say that, look, we are here as a society, we're together. In here, everyone lives individually, everyone has their own world, and they don't care about others.
Very selfish,
I don't want to say selfish, but I want to say like it's not like taking care of others. Without taking care of others, we can never take care of our society. We need to think about other people. We need to, before thinking about ourselves. A lot of people today, they think about themselves first, and then they don't care about what's happening outside of the world. But look what's happening in the world right now. Look what is like literally happening in the outside world right now. It is all happening because that we're so focused on too much on ourselves, then we don't care about what's going on outside.
That's interesting. When you talk about your international student experience, being in this country, compared to like when you see an American kid, your peers in your school and whatnot, what do you see? What are the differences you see in them? What are the differences, the similarities that you see?
Well,
you feel like it's hard to, I guess, make a connection with those?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, when I first come to this country, and whoever comes to this country first, the first thing that they are looking is like maturity. Like I see a lot of people here they're all like, I don't want to say that they're all immature, but most of the people that I see from the outside as an outsider, they're immature. Like I still don't understand a kid that came to a 23, 24-year-old and has done nothing to make himself or herself more advanced. They don't care about what is like the geological location. They don't care about like as I said, what's happening outside. I feel like in our society in Turkey, we have this motto of we always need to be open for the new things that are happening around the world, because without adapting the new things in our society, we would never advance. Like it is for me, you should always search for the light. You should always search for
the better. What could be better?
The better version of yourself.
Absolutely, advancing yourself into the top tier person that you can be. Absolutely.
I want to add one more thing.
Sure, go ahead.
A lot of people today. Maybe I'm gonna say a lot of people today, but it's unfortunately like I'm speaking about the truth, Samson, and everybody in like today in America, they want to become number one, and they think that's really hard thing to do. No, it's actually really easy to become number one position. What is really hard is maintaining that number one position. They want to get number one place. Okay, today Taylor Swift is number one person, but we also said the same for Weeknd. Like for example, to give in the music society industry, maintaining number one. That's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest challenge. The people who find more about maintaining their position are the ones that are more successful.
No, absolutely. I noticed one thing you say society.
Right.
Are you worried about our society?
I am very worried about our society. I'm actually terrifyingly worried about my society. I say my society because I see the society as a whole.
Are you talking about those that are in the Turkish society or the men in general?
I want to say mostly about the general society itself. It's not about specifically to Turkey, Brazil, or United States. It's mostly about our society and the direction that our world is going right now.
In what way?
We're going in a really bad way.
Why do you think our world is going in such a bad direction?
Because instead of creating our own version of ourselves, we want to become the same as others. We want to be this. We want to feel a puzzle. We don't want to create our own unique shape, and that is, if you look on the most of the high schools,
Right.
Everyone has the same type of hairstyle. Everyone wears the same type of clothes. Everyone uses the same type of phone, same applications. they don't want to do something different.
People don't want to be different.
People don't want to be different. I literally don't understand the reason why they don't want to be different, because I think if you're talking about the richness of the culture, you need to be different, because that's what's making the culture look rich.
But you have to remember, I think this country has no culture.
Oh, that's also one fact.
This country has no culture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So this is just like a country where people come, they try to better their life, whether they want to go somewhere else or not. That's their decision to make. But this is a zero culture country. So, you have to understand, a lot of people, I feel like, I don't know, a lot of people are trying to fit in.
Exactly.
Fit into a system.
They want to stick with the system.
What ends up happening is like their life is always fitting into the system, and by the time they realize it, they're like 65. And they're like 15
Too
years.
Too late.
They're 15 or 20 years away from this. Yeah. So I think you have to remember that. It's unique. Both of us, immigrant households,
Right.
We have a sense of culture, right?
Right.
So that thing can that can differ our viewpoints of the world, right? But like for the average person here, I don't think they realize the problem that you're talking about.
Well, I want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
The people who cannot hear the sound of a music would think the people who are dancing are crazy. I really like this sentence. And I want to give this point of view in this way.
Mm-hmm.
When everyone listens the same type of music, it doesn't actually make the music industry grow. It is just making it stand on where it is. Making stand is something that is not good, because the way that we live, we always need to move forward. And if we stay, it's like you reach from a point from A to B, right?
Right.
And then when you're in the process of that, you just instantly stop. Did you reach your destination? No. Did you complete it? No. Did you complete your destination? No. Then what are you doing? What are you doing in your life?
One thing I noticed, a lot of people that, come from this country, from other countries, I noticed the desire to win is much higher.
Right.
Much higher than those
Right.
that grew up here,
Right.
realize the opportunity that they have here. You know what they say, the more opportunity, the lazier the person becomes. Right? Because it's like, if you give the guy $1 million, but he never knew how to work for it, compared to the guy who was zero and went to $1 million, he understands the process it took for him. I feel like he even changes as a person to get to that $1 million in a good way. You have to build a certain level of discipline. You have to develop a certain level of awareness, how to operate on a daily basis. You change. The $0, you can't go from 0 to 1,000. You're not going to be the same person from 1,000 to 1 million.
Exactly.
It's two different people, right?
Exactly. Right.
And I think that's something I noticed. What do you think about that?
I totally agree, my friend. Especially if you look throughout the way that's how we raise,
Mm-hmm.
as an American and as a person that is outside of this country.
Right.
We come from nothing. We come from nothing that we had to work hard. We need to learn how that works so that we can adapt it to our society, adapt it to our system.
A survival tool.
Survival, exactly. I want to say like this, for the people that played Minecraft, if you were born in America, you were born in creative mode,
Right. Creative mode meaning
you can design your any design. You can fly, teleport, whatever. But if you were born outside of America, you were born in survival mode. And in terms of playing the game as a life, I want to ask the audience, in this place, would you rather live a creative lifestyle that's everything is ready, everything is unlimited, everything is on, you can create anything that you want? Or would you rather go mine, kill zombies?
Yeah.
Killing
killing. No, but it's a reference. It's a reference.
As a reference. It's because the desire and the feeling of achievement is what is making us live. A lot of people,
Right.
They are saying that why my life is going so bad, why the fuck it's always my life is ups and downs. without upside downs,
There's no
we
life.
cannot live. Look, you guys know how the heart pulse works, right? Up, right, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know how stock market goes, up, down, up, down, up, down.
If it was always up, it's not going to be an enjoyable life. You know what I mean?
No, or stand. If you like, even if you stand,
it's not. It's better. It's not as better as, you know, going up, down, up, down, up, down.
For sure.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I know you wanted to talk about this a little bit. You know, not only the society in this country, but talk about, you know, men in general, right? Because I know that's something that you have a passion for, in a sense of, like, you know, the development of, you know, men, and like how they
the best version level up. Of yourself.
Exactly, best version of themselves.
Right.
Talk to them a little bit about, you know, what you feel men's society lacks as of 2024. You know.
Sorry, it's a very long topic, so I had to inhale.
No, of course.
It's I'm just also thinking, where should I start? Because the way that our grandfather lived, we will never live.
Like our grandfather.
Ever like that. They lived in a time that everything is natural. They lived in a time where they literally had to survive, you know? Like, they seen all type of events, wars, crashes, anything that you can.
The world was in a different position.
The world is in a different position, and right now, as what we're standing today, it's completely different. And I use this example because I see my decent grandfather as my idol in my life, and he always told me this: Berke, you are a very lucky son, because you have the people that can actually show you how you can do that. Back in our time, we didn't have that. And I think in today, we have, like, because of like their time, they had no access to internet. They had no access to information. And because of that, they literally had to go library, search for that information, pulling up, and literally create from nothing to everything. They were making it, like they were cooking it, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And then
with very little resources compared to what we have now.
Yes.
Our resources have expanded
and
in the last like 50 to 60 years.
Exactly.
You know?
And today, we became lazy as men. And that's what's killing me inside. We became so lazy that people don't want to go to gym. People don't want to make a research. They put their fucking research homework into ChatGPT and then they make it write it for you. Then why do you go to college, bro? Like, seriously, why do you go to college? If you are not gonna improve yourself as a man, then why are you going to college? Because education is something completely different than how you live, you know? Education is like, you put education so
into
that
your
it
life.
makes you living more. There's and then I always want to say this. Today, I don't want to like blame anyone, but let's say an average trash worker, you know? Let's say a person that goes and collects your trash. Let's say that they earn how much? Like $30,000 a yearly, or
a trash worker?
Yeah, trash worker.
Maybe like 50K, 50, 60K. 30K? You can't live in America with 30K, bro. 30K really? Salary? Hell, are you kidding? 30K?
But think about the illegal workers too.
They work in two jobs, bro. I don't.
Okay,
let's say in the DC,
say 60.
50. Let's say 50, 60.
Okay, 50, 60. Yeah. Okay. What is an average cop? You know, cop.
Yeah, police. Yeah.
The police. What is the average salary of them?
Same, maybe 50.
Same.
60, yeah.
Right. So, one of them is collecting your trash. The other one is protecting your society.
Yeah.
Putting their life
on the line for us.
And they get the same salary. I'm gonna give you a different example. Do you know the people on the NBA game that they clean the floor? You know, like they wipe out the floor. Do you know how much money that
100,
they
200K.
Exactly. And if, let's say, if you raise the money that make the society work better, let's say let's raise the money for policemen, firefighters, all the fucking nurseries and all the health departments.
But if you do that, you have to remember they're gonna increase the cost of homes. They're gonna increase the cost of renting. They're gonna increase the cost of food, everyday items, right?
It's worth it. These people deserve to live much better than how we live, because they're not only protecting us.
But I think they have to make that decision. Of course, when they're our age, when we're young 20-year-old guys, they have to make that decision on what's more important to them: being a policeman or being rich. You have to understand that when you're at this age, and we talk about this a lot, you know,
Right.
This is the age where you have to level up and get rich.
Right.
If not, your 30s or 40s could be terrible times.
Exactly.
Because you didn't chase money, you didn't chase advancement in yourself, in your development. You're not gonna amount to anything in a life's like way. For example, right? Let's say you're 40 years old, you have 2 kids, you're a police guy, 50, 60K.
Right.
Your wife asks you, let's go on vacation.
Okay. And if they
I don't have money. I don't have money to go on vacation.
Exactly.
And I'm broke because I made a decision when I was 20 years old that I want to be a policeman, knowing how much money I was gonna make.
Okay.
And doing that work, and then dying poor, being poor.
But
you know,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think this type of people, they deserve a better salary. This type of people deserve a better treatment, you know, because these people are protecting us. Without these people, our society would go fucked up the next day.
So you believe they should be getting paid more?
I think that they should get paid more, because they're not only sacrificing their own life for other people, they're also making the society work. And I really respect the people who are making the best for their society that they're living in terms of like contributing.
So who do you think makes a lot of money that shouldn't be making that much money?
I don't want to answer that question. If I answer that question, your podcast answer gonna arrest us. And then I had to spend my rest. I would live the American dream under the
jail. No. Absolutely. No, it's interesting how you talk about, you know, certain people that deserve more pay compared to those that get paid way too much for their work. You know, for somebody our age, like, what do you think? What is your mindset on things right now? How do you live your life? Are you focused on money? Are you focused on just personal development? Are you focused on your family? Like, what are you focused on as of today? Like, what are your focuses?
I think, as a man, we do a mistake. We as men, because that's the way that we raised, in a household, for example, the man should always provide the money, right?
Of course. This is the expectation.
This is the expectation that your wife is expecting from you. This is the expectation that your parents are expecting from you.
Of course, absolutely. I 100%
Man should
agree.
provide money, right?
100%.
And I think the people who are men and who are just focused to this, I need to earn money. Like, I'm so sorry, but that's not valid. Because one thing that people are understanding completely wrong is if they have focus on making themselves advanced than the rest of the people, the money is gonna come to you. The moment that you start thinking about money, the money disappears. The moment that you start thinking about yourself, money starts coming in. If you, let's say, you want to learn a new language, right? Let's say you want to learn Spanish. Spanish is the second most spoken language in America, right?
Of course.
And it's expected that it's gonna overtake by the end of 2040. It's expected.
2040? I don't think so. They say Spanish is gonna take over?
That's what they say. That's what they say. Because think all the immigrants
that come to this country,
coming, passing through the border, and creating a life here. Like, of course, they learn English, but let's say there are some cities in America. Miami is one of them. Even if you know English, it's not gonna work. You need to speak Spanish. Like, you need to speak Spanish in order to make the problem solving on whatever. You need to speak Spanish in this country specifically. Well, of course, like, I have respect to there's like other languages such as Mandarin,
right,
Hindi, Korean. I respect that, but I think if you want to make this country work as an America, general, Spanish needs to be like in a really good position. And I'm talking about not an education that like we are like asked, you know,
Right.
from the public high schools.
Of course.
Because public high schools, they can make you educated till some point, but if you don't make that extra effort by yourself, then who will? Nobody will. Nobody will have
I think that's something a lot of people misunderstand. You know, like how much
sure.
effort you have to put in to become
sure.
successful in any manner. If it's just learning a new language, if it's having a successful business, I feel like people don't understand the amount of work it takes, right?
For sure.
And you know, there's a lot of sacrifices, like you say, that need to be taken in order to get to those places, right?
Right.
Do you feel like you've had the mentality of, you know, always putting in the extra work, or how do you feel like you were getting ahead in life in a sense?
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up every single day, what is your like desire to live in this life? Like, what is the reason that you wake up every single day?
Right.
What is the reason?
To have such a fulfilled life that I could take care of everyone around me and live a big life, live a very big life, so I could take care of everyone around me, of course. So I have to make sure that my motivation's at 100 at all times in order to go, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I have this type of methodology.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm gonna be better than who I was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this reason, I'm waking up today. How can I be better than yesterday? What did I do wrong yesterday? And what can I do better today? And what I am expecting tomorrow that can make me someone that is the like. I don't want to say this because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
This open podcast.
There's a lot of people, you know, that are gonna start questioning: are we like an iOS update? We always need to update ourselves because the society is changing, everything is changing, and we need to adapt to the latest technology advancements or latest advancements.
Advancements in just yourself. Do you feel like being in this country has helped you a lot with your advancement as a person?
It helped me a lot. But as in terms of any other thing, that you need to put your pros and you need to put your cons. Okay, this country helped me. What did it take it away from me? Is a type of thing that not a lot of people are looking to. That they don't look on what they lost. They look on, because if you keep thinking about what you lost, then you're gonna lose your point, where you're just gonna be like start to exaggerate more and more and more. But without seeing what you have lost, you will never learn. No war has been won without a sacrifice. And I think that if you don't understand what is that sacrifice, you're not going to prepare for the upcoming war.
And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. That's very good that you just said that. A lot of people don't understand that, so they kind of look for only the results. They want to just get rich. They want to do that. They don't understand there's step-by-step process.
They want an easy result. They want a fast result. Why they don't have no patience? It takes 9 months for a woman to give a birth. It's not like it happens on one. All of a sudden, it takes 4 or 5 years for you to, or maybe 10, I don't know, years for you to graduate from college. It takes 30 years for you to pay your entire loan.
Home loan. For one home.
For one home. Why do you want to do everything so fast? If let's say that you're in the competition, even if you think that you finish in the first place, let's say, you finish it. First place. Is it expected that you are gonna finish in the first place for the next race? Nobody can say that. Nobody can say that just because at this race you finish in the first place. On the next race that you're gonna be involved in, you're gonna finish in the number one place. It's not gonna happen. The life doesn't work like that, in my opinion.
That's interesting. You have a point, but if you said like you finished first place in the beginning, if you finish in first place, people do expect you to finish first place again, I would say.
But is that the expectation of people, or is that what is something that you would do all the time? Because look, let's look at Max Verstappen, for example. He wins. This motherfucker wins every single race on the F1, right? For example, what happens on the last or the one that's like 2 races before? His car, there was this technical issue that happened. And what happened? He didn't finish in the first place. We need to make sure that before we enter a race, we need to make sure that all the conditions are well set. Because if you don't see that what happened in the past, and if you don't fix what's like wrong with the car, then throughout the race there's gonna be a problem. And nobody wants to have a problem when you're racing in full speed. Life is also like this. It's always about making a smooth turns and passing all the other cars on your way
to victory. It's interesting. It's interesting. You know, talk to me a little bit about what you want to change, right? I feel like you have a lot of opinions on, you know, what goes on in, you know, this place, these people and whatnot. But what do you want to change in your lifetime, right? Because you're a very ambitious person. You're doing a lot right now. And I want to know what you want to change. What is that, you know, what makes you like light a fire in the morning? You know what I mean? Just go like, man, I have to change this. This is something that I don't like. And in my lifetime, I'm going to change it. What is that? What is that for you?
Well, I want to create something impossible. This is what other people say. Impossible. But for me, nothing is impossible. Because the moment that you set your target and put it, maybe today you're not going to aim it well. Maybe tomorrow you're not going to aim it well. But one day, you're going to hit it. And when you hit it, you are going to be really, really, really self-satisfied. And that's going to make you to aim harder on the next one.
What is that impossible?
My aim in this world, and the reason that I think that I think the reason that everything has been set for one specific rule. It's a really basic rule. And I want to change this. I want people to be the best version of themselves. If I can do that, I think that I can impact the society. And how am I going to do it? I have my own ways. But in long story short, I think that with the right approach of people and gathering the people that share the same ambition, same passion, and same, like as I told you in the beginning of our conversation, win-win approach. With this, I think that I want to impact people like this. I want to impact people on the way that, look, today I was born in a different country and today I stand in this location. And I respect the people totally because we have no control over the place that we were born, but we do have a control over where we stand right now. And in terms of standing, I want the people to understand the basic concept of nothing should be impossible for you. What do you want to be? You can be the best designer, you can be the best painter, you can be the best marketer, you can be the best racer. But nobody likes average.
Nobody likes average.
Nobody likes average. Nobody likes average because in today's world, in America, the biggest mistake that a lot of people are doing is they want to become average. But when you have all these resources that are available, make the tallest skyscraper, make the best version of yourself. You have the money, you have the construction, you have the technique, you have the fundamental, you have everything that you need in this country. And 99% of these people are not using it, what they have. And they're coming to you and they're like, oh, what am I gonna do?
What is the thing? What way do you feel like you're gonna impact the people? In what way? In what way do you feel like you're gonna impact people?
Courage. Trust. I think that with this approach, you can build up your confidence. And when you build up that confidence, like, you need to understand this. Our ancestors back in Turkey, they fight in 1914. No, sorry, did I say it right?
1914.
1914. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
During World War One, we were fighting against Britain, which back in that time they had the most advanced weapon technology, the best advanced ship, attacking ship, but we won. You know why? Because we won with this person named Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, that he showed us that without courage we are nothing. This is our land, and we believe on ourselves, and we defeated them. A lot of books have been written after this event. A lot of films were made after this event. If that people would have accepted, okay, they have the latest advanced weapons, they have the best type of technology on the ship that they can ever have back in that time, but they didn't accept their fate. They went against their fate. Why? Because they had the trust and they had the courage inside them. This is what society is missing today. They don't trust on themselves. Why they're not trusting on themselves? Maybe they don't trust because that they don't know. Go learn. Make research. Ask ChatGPT. Ask, I don't know, Google Gemini. Ask. Always search for the light. Always search for the answer. Don't like, I'm not telling them to like go and like spend all your day on making yourself better. No, of course, go enjoy life. Find your passion. This is what I want to change on people. I want people to be focused on, like.
Do you want to do that with social media?
I don't want to do that with social media, but I want to spread my voice with social media, and that's actually what I do with the social media, because
talk to me a little bit about
social media right now is mostly run by AI. Social media
your social media is run by AI?
I use social media, and then I also create content that is distributed among social media. So targeting people in terms of in your marketing has never been that easy. And because of that, people are lack of their creativity. This is something that is making the creativity of yourself go down. Why? Because everything is ready. Everything is already made. They don't ask for your opinion. And when they don't ask for your opinion, they just want to, they have the methodology, they have the ways. I mean, yeah, if you get like this type of engagement, first Instagram shows 20% of your followers, and then later if it gets more engagement, it shows the other content. This is all methodology. But in terms of spreading your voice, that should not be used on social media. I think that's the thing with this type of mentality that you can have inside people. If you create an inspiration inside them, then with that you can be successful. And I don't care what type of distributing channel that you would use to do that, but I would do it.
And so you believe that your passion is channeled towards that. Exactly. That's what you want to do.
Your passion is the bridge that is connecting you from point A to point B.
What are some of your your inspirations when it comes to, what you want to do in your life? Are there people in your life that have brought in you that type of feeling, so you want to now spread it to the world? Or was it like, when you were younger, you used to watch things that kind of inspired you? People, talk to me a little about who's your inspiration.
My biggest inspiration is looking through the stories of the people of Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. They have most of this like geniuses, I want to say. They have more failures than their successes, but people talk about their successes. I want to specifically want to point out one topic. These people had one thing in common. They never gave up. And because of that, they always worked hard to make the better. Do this with yourself. Maybe today you didn't find, let's say, the girl that you were looking for example.
Try again tomorrow. Just because that you didn't get any girl today doesn't mean that you're not, everything is over.
The life stops when you stop trying.
No, I completely agree. I think that a lot of people think, like you said, want fast results. And what happens is when they don't get their fast results, they give up. Right? They stop trying. They just complete.
Right.
They finish it off. How have you been able to stay consistent, right, within this journey?
So, I was actually about to talk about that, and then, well, I have a lot of supporters from Turkey, from Brazil, and from all around the world that they want to see me success, because these people know me for a very long time, and they know that, like, if not today, it's gonna happen tomorrow, and that's like they believe in me, and with that I should never disappoint them. This is what's making me live.
You feel like they're.
I feel it literally in the deepest point in my heart, and every single center of my heart, every single point, I see this. I should never give up on these people because they never give up on me. Then why would I give up on them? Think about your grandparents, think about your family, think about someone that you don't even know. One time I did a video on YouTube on how you can apply to community colleges, and with the applying of the community colleges you can transfer to a football team. Today or maybe like 3 days ago, I received this message from this guy, and he told me, "Man, you have no idea that what you have did to my life." I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. But one thing that I know for sure is, if I made him that inspiration inside, like if I start the engine, on his mind, then he's not gonna be able to stop. Nobody can stop him, because I made him believe on himself, and he have discovered what he's capable of.
How does that make you feel that you were able to bring that impact?
Amazing, It's a better feeling than sex, to be honest. No, I feel like I that feeling is the world's, like, with that feeling, bro, 5-star, like going into the bank, give me all your money, get out, like you feel like invincible, like you feel like, when can you gather of, like, if you gather like 10 today, you gather 10 people. Tomorrow, or maybe 1 year, you're gonna make 100. 10 years later, you're gonna make 10,000, and this number is gonna grow like a snowball. And then with that, you're gonna change your society. Maybe not your hometown, but you're gonna start from your world, somewhere in the world. And with that, you can do it. That's the thing that's like making me live, like.
That's the motivation that keeps you alive.
Yes, that's the motivation, because I always talk with. Also, a lot of people today, they don't talk with a lot of people, like strangers, for example.
Yeah.
They go clubbing, they go somewhere, and then they don't talk with other people. They don't socialize. That's the one thing, Like you asked me about, like, what is man missing? Socializing, getting to know the other people's story.
You feel like the phone is kind of attached to us, like people don't have the social battery anymore. They don't want to continue talking to people. Do you think that's
I think people care more about following on Instagram than following each other's thoughts. And I always wondered, like, they care about that person follows you, but they don't care about the following the same vision. And how is that even possible? They don't see the vision. All they care is like, oh, he follows me. Like, it happened. Like, one day, I met with this person, and then this person was talking about 724, about how this celebrity followed him. He goes to a random club in Miami. He sees that artist, and then he follows him. And then the next day, guess what? He unfollows. And with that, right now, he's his biggest hater.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So he was excited about him getting followed, and then he unfollowed, and now he got mad at him.
Exactly. But it's a marketing strategy. When you give people what they want, and then you take it out, and then right now they're 2 times, 3 times more passionate about this, on winning back against you.
That's it. That's an interesting topic. That's interesting how you said that people are so like inclined to follow people on Instagram but not follow the same vision.
Exactly. That's what's killing me inside.
Do you feel like that was the same when you were in Turkey in the sense of, you know, people having that, I want to follow this person, follow Instagram? Do you feel like social media, technology, all that had the same impact in your home country compared to it does in America? Or
I want to say that today, literally on the all types of drugs, whoever consumes either a Latino, Turk,
right,
Ethiopian, Brazilian, Mexican, whoever, they have the same type of damage on that person. And social media is destroying our courage. It's destroying the courage because we scroll literally 7:24. We scroll and then we see like people are having a good time, and then we think, why I don't have good time here? I'm here working for my credit card debts. I have no ambition, nothing to do.
But they're going on Instagram.
But they go on Instagram, they see me at the yacht party, they see me in the different type of environment, and then they're like, no. Being in the right place I was joking, guys. Like, don't roast me or anything, you know.
Yeah.
Like, don't look at my stories and be like, oh, look at this motherfucker. He lives a fucking crazy life and we're here like sitting. Then go fucking work. Go fucking work. If you like, either you sit down or watch, or you're gonna be your own movie character.
That's interesting. That's how you feel.
That's how I feel. It's like,
I think that's how a lot of people that are successful feel about people that complain about being broke, unsuccessful, not achieving anything, and they use the fact that they're broke and they're not doing anything with their life, and they hate on other people. I think
right? They blame to others. They don't accept the blame, but they really like blaming on others.
And I think that's why they're unsuccessful. I think that's one reason. A lot of unsuccessful people like to blame others for their unsuccess instead of pointing the finger at them. You know?
Sometimes, instead of pointing to the other people, we should point the finger towards us. Towards us, because it is very easy to blame on other people, but it needs a lot of balls for you to point finger to yourself. Not everyone is very good at accepting the blame, but the moment that you accept your blame, and the moment that you try to fix and heal that and proceed with that, that's, I think, how you become successful in this life.
What are some challenges, you know, a couple of ending questions, what are some challenges you feel like you faced when first coming to this country, in a sense of like, you know, adjusting, right? If it was like a language barrier, or was it like, because you've been able to scale up your business, you've been able to scale up multiple things while being in this country.
Right.
But there's always, like we talk about, there's a lot of struggle that comes with that, right? Talk to me a little bit about what were some of the struggles that you faced first coming here and adjusting to life.
The biggest struggle that I faced in this country was changing the people's vision and opinion, especially about my country specifically.
Why is that?
About Turkey, about like, they think that we are part of Middle East, you know. But because of that, they think that they have the stereotype of, just because that I'm from there, they think that I am one of the people that they have imagined into their head. But the same way as, let's say, a person comes to this country from a Latin American country, and they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to become someone successful and make their parents proud, but they treat them like someone that is like less than them, you know. And that was the biggest challenge, you know, because when I came here, like, the people treated me less, but it actually made me someone better, because they see me as less, so I increase my height, and right now they see themselves less. My opinion. Because it is very easy to stand from the up and then just talk what is on down, but you need to scream more if you want to make your voice heard to the top.
Okay. So you feel like you've had the disadvantage, you know, people telling you that, you know, your country's this, your country's that, you know, trying to tell you that you're not worth a lot.
I had a lot of challenge with people's, I don't want to say this, but Samson, You know that I'm a type of person that always says the right thing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of challenge with people's stupidity and how can I say that? Their ignorance.
Okay.
They blame their ignorance to me, and that was the biggest challenge that I ever faced in this country. Especially, like, I get it. Maybe I'm not from this country, but just because that I'm not from this country doesn't mean that you can throw your shit on me.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Do you have some examples that you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. When I was like in the giving a conference, like to 200 people, the person that's like the speaker asked, "Do you guys have any questions to Berke that's from Turkey?" And then this one motherfucker, asshole, whatever, like beep me in here.
Nah, we don't beep, bro. This is free speech. Yeah.
He asked me, "Do you guys eat turkey at Turkey?"
That's really offensive. Like, that's really offensive.
And then, like, I just laughed, because if I would have said, "Oh, what the fuck are you saying, man?" I would have fit his ego.
And you could have that. And as a man, that's not good. It's not good to show your emotion. Exactly, by the way, it's not good to show your emotions.
Exactly. Not always showing your emotion is good. And then I said him this, my friend, I just feel very bad for you as a person who eats turkey in Turkey. And then everyone started to laugh. He was so white. He was so white. He was so white in the entire conference room, because everyone now thinks that he's stupid. But either we learn from our mistakes or we learn from other people's mistakes. But we always learn. Learning never stops, Samson.
I think that's something that's really important to know, because a lot of people feel like, once they finish high school, once they finish college, that there's no more learning in life. We're done. You're set. Get your job. Then you just go on with life. You know what I mean? You're just stuck in that loophole, like we talked about earlier, right? That's good that, you have such an open vision. How long? You have 1 more year until you finish college, right?
I have almost like 1 year.
1 year? Yeah, 1 year to finish college. And what is Burke's next journey when it comes to, I
want to say this. I want to interrupt and say this. Stay tuned, because I want to have the last thing, that you're asking, what is that thing that's giving me inspiration? It's this tattoo here that I had. It's in Portuguese.
Talk to me about that.
What it means is, no matter people tell you, your words and ideas can change the world. And you can only see this tattoo when you're looking in front of you, not like this. If you stand like this, you don't see it. But if you look to the mirror and if you do like this, you can see this tattoo. And then that's like making me remember every single time that, I get up from my bed and go to bathroom. I see myself in the mirror and I see this tattoo, and that's the inspiration that I'm getting. Find your light.
That's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Yeah, I admire the inspiration. Burke, I just want to say it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on today.
My pleasure, Samson.
Guys, like, share, subscribe. This one was a special interview. Your Instagram will be linked down below. Everything like that. Any last words before we wrap up the interview?
Guys, the moment you lose light in this life, you die. Look the plants. Look the complete darkness that we're lost. And just find your light. The light will guide you. And never forget, nothing is impossible.
Alright guys, thank you so much. Samson Endale Show, we're out.